everybody. It's good to be connecting here. Let me see if I can put my head a little bit more up there. You don't need to see my face that much. Anyway, we're here on Wednesday, and I'm feeling a little bluesy today. The news continues to mostly get worse, and sometimes I think, especially those of us in the church, we try to be really, really fast to get to Easter, to get to the resurrection, to get to the good news, and to get to the hope. But a lot of stuff had to happen before resurrection could happen, and that certainly is how I'm feeling today. I think that I know that there's hope, and I know that there's going to be something beautiful at the end of all this, even though I think life will never be quite the same again. But that's also part of the process of resurrection. But I'm just aware that this is going to be long, and it's already been hard, and I think it's going to get harder. And I'm not trying to be total downer today. I just want to be real and be in the space that we're in. I've been reading a lot of posts that people have been putting on Facebook and on other places, and I was reflecting on that today, and I was thinking how, they say that the time of exile for the Hebrew people was one of the most prolific times of creativity. There was really great writing and arts, and so maybe that's one of the things that comes out of a time like this, is that it does something deep inside of us and takes us into that creative place. A friend of mine, she's a friend, who's an author who came to our church a few years ago, Beth Richardson, wrote this post today called "Days Run Together." Days run together, and soon, I don't know, is it Wednesday or Saturday? We step through this disorienting timelessness of social distancing, quarantine, isolation. I watch the news, increasingly grim, and realize that we all will know someone touched by a COVID-19 death. And this grief overwhelms me, knowing that things will never be the same. There will be suffering. There is suffering right now. Can we trust that humanity will get through this? Like we got through the Black Death, like we got through the Great Wars, like we got through unimaginable disasters? Tenacious human spirits hang on. We adapt, we hope, we move, always towards healing. And that is our hope, that we know that we are moving toward healing. But we also know that that's going to mean moving through some really hard times. Two of my pastor friends, and that probably means a lot more than just those two, posted on Facebook a meme that said, "This is the lentiest Lent that I've ever lented." And I think that's an apt description. Lent is a period of wilderness wandering. It was a time for Jesus of, I think, teetering between not taking on all that God was calling him to do and giving in, and or taking it all on and knowing that it meant an amazingly wonderful road ahead and an amazingly difficult road ahead. we know that he chose the wonderful and difficult road of God's calling. So anyway, so I'm going to just play some blues. I'm going to start with a Miles Davis song called All Blues That I Just Love. all bad news. It might seem like it, because it's a lot of bad news. This morning we, our pastors and wonderful worship tech crew gathered to film our Palm Sunday worship, and we're doing some neat things with that, where we've asked people in the congregation to film themselves waving palms, and just seeing a few of those just brings joy, because people are at home, but they're connecting, and they're still remembering what's important. And then right in the middle of that service, as we were recording that service, my friend Tommy is his name, who was struggling mightily with COVID-19 and has just been through just a painful and amazing journey. And he had been sharing with me, he'd been sharing on Facebook his a really detailed recounting of what he's been through, and it had been four chapters up until now. And chapter 4 was a few days ago, and he was in a room in the COVID ward of the hospital, but was doing a lot better. And then today, just as we were recording worship, he posted chapter 5, and chapter 5 was I've been released and I'm going home. And not that final released and going home, but he's able to go home and finish recovering there, and that's just wonderful news. And I know that not everybody has gotten that news, and we pray for them. We pray for everybody, and we especially pray for the folks who are in the hospitals, and the EMTs and the nurses and the doctors and everyone who's just risking their own lives to help make people better. Anyway, I was so grateful to get that news from Tommy, and to know that there's good news in the midst of it all. Well, I want to sing a song together. This is in our hymn book called Worship and Song, and it's called When the Waves Are Crashing. It's been set to a couple different tunes, but this one is by Jackson Henry, who's a composer who I think he works at Discipleship Ministries. He used to anyway. So you'll see the words in the comment section. It goes like this. When the waves are crashing and my faith is drowning, though I may forget you, hold me low. When the cliffs are steepest and my hope is weakest, though I fail to trust you, hold me low. dark clouds have gathered, when dark clouds have gathered, and my love is battered, though I may desert you, hold me low. Faith may be eternal, hope will last forever. Greater still is love that holds me, Lord. Faith may be eternal, hope will last forever. Greater still is love that holds me, Lord. Greater still is love that holds me, Lord. I'm really grateful for a faith in a God that is big enough for us to feel down and feel discouraged and even wonder where God is. I'm grateful for a God that shows up in those times and holds us. And more than anything, I'm grateful for that love. The greater love that holds me right now, holds you right now, holds us right now. Doesn't matter where we are, or what's going on, or how hard it is for us. That love isn't going to let us go. It hasn't, and it isn't, and it won't. And that's where we find hope. Glad we could be together, and looking forward to Friday, and maybe feeling a little more hopeful that when that day comes. So take care, friends. Be safe. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and hold each other with that love. See you Friday. Okay, if I can find the off button.